Hello everybody, and welcome back to 5 Minute Crypto, the channel where we cover the most important crypto news in just 5 minutes, back again with another breaking news episode. And again, there are no ads, so make sure you press the like button. As Biden preps $3 trillion stimulus, Bitcoin could be set to erupt. Biden's fiscal stimulus plan could send the Bitcoin price rocketing higher, and over the last couple of months, we have seen that stimuluses, if that's the way you say it, actually do push the crypto prices, and most likely will do it once more, especially with huge tax programs or things that just really wreck your economy or make the people less trusty of the dollar or of the economical system. But basically, stimulus is always a bullish thing for crypto, and $3 trillion is one of the most bullish things we could have ever seen. I'm still not completely imagining how this is going to turn out, but the amount of money being pumped into the economy is insane, really showing the use case for Bitcoin though, so I personally think it's quite amazing, even though it is wrecking the entire economy. And if we're wondering what's going to happen to Bitcoin right now, many guys are thinking that it's going to be going from 40,000 to 50, 55, before falling back down with a huge correction before actually picking it up all the way towards 100,000 or so, as it really depends on where real retail hype is going to come on in. If retail hype is already right now at a huge point, which I personally do not think it is, but it could be, nobody really knows, we're most likely going to see a smaller move towards maybe $55,000. If retail hype is not really as high, it could most likely be that retail, of course, mixed with the already huge institutional interest, is going to push the Bitcoin price from 50 to 100,000 in the shortest amount of time before alt would rise even. So this all, in that case, would not even be considered alt season, but hey. BitMEX settles early investors with $44 million in cash and equity, and I think this is actually pretty interesting because this is a huge amount of money, but this is also a very important part in understanding what exactly is happening with exchanges and with the future of really all these fintech exchanges and basically crypto companies. As of this point, right now, it is basically so that a lot of these companies are in it for the money, in it for the win, in it for the quick buck. But as time moves on, a lot of these exchanges have actually established themselves for a good, longer hold, and they're basically expanding by investing a ton in other different companies. As for example, Coinbase, we just saw them buy a ton of companies over the last couple of months, just having it all under them. And as they are worth almost $30 billion, they can definitely start to do that. And the amount of sketchy exchanges and exchanges that are, have been around for a while but are kind of bad, basically, they're all starting to fade away. BitMEX was a pretty strange exchange. They were definitely in it for the quick money. However, they also got sued because of their money laundering, or at least some issues that they had. Right now, they're legitimizing it and actually rewarding the early investors, basically. But since they had so many lawsuits, so many just issues with them, again, the space is already kind of also developed because of this, as they've taken BitMEX as a standard. And from now on forward, I think exchanges also have another kind of regulatory approval on top of them, something more positive as we go on for the future. For the rest, it's not really important how much money they got. It's just important to understand that the space is maturing, and they're here more to stay instead of just quickly come and go like the many scams there used to be a couple of years ago. Bitcoin breaks into the top 10 largest assets, overtakes Facebook and Alibaba. Is Tesla next? Now, I actually am quite amazed with the amount of people that predicted Tesla to go ×3 in the shortest amount of time. There were quite a lot of people who predicted that, including one of the early investors in Google. I don't know his name anymore. He has a very difficult one, Palathipiana or something like that. But for right now, I do think Bitcoin is going to be going up, and it will eventually actually end up as the second biggest asset within a couple of months, maybe a couple of years. It would definitely be just under gold. I don't think it will overtake it for a longer time, though, as how much is that worth? 10 trillion or something like that? Again, for Bitcoin to get there, it would take quite a lot of severity and quite some time. Because even if it go times 10, we're only at 7.6 trillion. Funny how I said only, right? But I think eventually going to beat all the normal companies as it's an asset class on its own. And it's basically something that people put their money into on the side. Not just really a speculational point, but basically just keep their money in that because it's kind of a safe haven against the dollar. If you go calculate how much money is in the dollar, you're definitely going to be surprised that this little amount of money that is in Bitcoin then is not actually that much. Then, number of whales with 10,000 plus Ethereum hits 1 year high as Ethereum inches closer to its 2018 all-time high as well. Well, I personally think quite a lot of people are buying Ethereum in the anticipation that right now, because it's at its all-time high market cap, it would definitely go to its all-time high in terms of price as well, which would be very beneficial for all the people buying in, because that's another 20% or so increase, maybe in a couple of days, could be. That's again very positive, so a lot of people are buying in. Also, of course, since Bitcoin went to its all-time high, fell back down, and actually skyrocketed from it, a lot of people are excited that Ethereum might be doing the same thing, might go to about $2,500, $2,400 in the shortest amount of time, and thus they're basically speculating for a move like that. However, guys, what exactly is going to happen, I of course do not know, but hopefully you enjoyed this news. There are no ads, so make sure you press the like button and subscribe, and I put a lot of effort into making these videos to make them as clear as possible. I put in a lot of structuring, drills for myself just to make sure they're good, right? But if you have any feedback, put it down below. See you guys again in another one.